Okay, what is going on, guys and gals of the interwebs? I am the TheDecodedDingo, as you know, because you clicked on this video. But what this is if you can't see, and you don't, well, if you can see and you don't want it, this is a programming tutorial. I've been wanting to make some of these for quite a while, and this is going to be the first in a long line of them in multiple different languages. I'm going to do about 50 of each language, and we're going to start off with Visual Basic, because I'm going to take this as you guys don't know the languages at all, so I'm going to take you right from the beginning, so lower end languages that are really easy to learn, right the way up to higher end languages like C++ or Java. I might also throw in some other languages, sort of like assembly, if I actually bother getting around to properly learn it. And yeah. Okay, so first things first. This is Microsoft Visual Basic 2010 Express. This tutorial should also work for 2008, and if you're running anything lower, it's not that hard to change it up to make it work. But if you're doing that, then I'll just let you figure it out for yourself, because where's the fun in just being told it all of the time? I know it's pretty ironic coming from someone who's doing tutorials, but I don't particularly like just giving people code. If they want code, I don't particularly like just giving it to them, because if they need it, then they obviously need to learn it. And I really feel like if you don't type it yourself, it's not going to stick in your head. Okay? So like, if I'm going to give you code, I will get you to rewrite it yourself. Or I won't give you something that you can just copy and paste. You just have to type it yourself. But, first tutorial. Hello world. I'm going to show you two ways of doing that in two different formats. The two ways are outputting a string and outputting a variable. I'm going to show it in the two formats of a message box and a label. So let's get straight into this. If you click on New Project, it will open up this dialog box. Name down here. Always good to name your project. I'm just going to call it Hello World. There we go. And for this, we're just going to want 4 buttons. Just chuck those on. 2, 3, 4. And then 2 labels. I'm just putting them next to the buttons that they're next to buttons that actually work with. Okay, so now we've got our form. It's going to look like this. It doesn't need to look particularly nice. You don't really need to rename anything, but you can if you want to. I mean, it's always good practice. And we'll get into that with the next couple of tutorials. It's just a nice quick one to get you guys dabbling in the language. Hello, insufferable. I did not name her insufferable prick either. She named herself insufferable prick. I swear to God. Okay, so if we double click on button 1, it will open up this page. This is where we type all of our code. Here we've got public class form 1, so this is all the code which goes into form 1. And we can see we've got this private sub-procedure, so all the code in here is private to this one, this specific sub-procedure, for button 1 underscore click. The underscore click means that this is handling when button 1 is clicked. You can just back it up with over here, handles button 1 dot click. And for this one, this is going to be our very first one, a variable. So what we're going to do is we're going to declare a variable in this area, which is the general declarations. Anything that you type in here, this will be where you type your variables and any extra sub-procedures that you want on functions. Wow, that is awkward. That is awkward. I did not name it that either. That was Eve. Okay, so anything up here is going to be global. So that means any procedure or sub-procedure can access it. If you were to type it in here, it'll be private, so only, as you can see from the private sub, but only this sub-procedure will be able to access that variable. I'll go into that more in the next the next tutorial I've got written down will be the tutorial for going through variables. Fuck off! Oh, let me just have a drink very quickly. Okay, so we're going to call a variable. We're just going to call this one hello. We've got dim, then the name of it, which I'm just calling hello, as for the data type. And you're just going to want to type down string, because anything that's text will pretty much be a string. There's multiple different variable types, and each variable type can hold a certain type of thing. But we're not going to get into that just yet. You can have a play around to that if you want, but I'm going to be covering it in the next tutorial anyway. Okay, and just while we're up here, we're going to have that equals to hello world. So what we're doing is we're saying that what that string is equal to. We could also have that as a constant if you really wanted to. And don't get out of a variable, so you could change it if you want to on a click of a button or something like that. But now what we're going to do is click in the button one underscore click sub procedure, and we're going to type in label1 dot text. But that's only if you didn't rename it. If you renamed it, then you're going to type in the name that you changed it to dot text. Not literally that, just whatever you changed the name to. Insert name here dot text. Okay? And then we're going to say equals, and then we're going to call that variable here. So what we're saying here is label1.text is equal to hello. Hello is the variable that we've called up here as a string. Okay? So just to check that works, if you click on this button just here, that will start the program. That will come up on here, and we see on click of button 1 it becomes hello world. And we can either close it again with that or Shazam. There we go. Now we've got our variable there, so this one, when we click on here, we're just going to say label2.text is equal to speech mark hello world. I'm just going for an exclamation mark there so you can differentiate the two, but you don't need to have that. Ooh, nearly made a mistake, I forgot an L. So what we're saying here is, instead of having it equals to the value in that variable, we're saying label2.text is equal to this value. And because it's a .text file, because it's a .text that handles text, you could have numbers in there, but we're using text. So, 1 second, let me get my bearings. I've forgotten where I am. Where the hell am I? Okay, so label2.text equals hello world. So what we're saying is the value of label2.text is equal to the string hello world, instead of saying in the last one where we said it's equal to a variable. So with labels and textbooks and everything, you can manipulate what's in them through changing the value of them. You can either do it for a variable or like I've done there. Okay, so I'll show you that one. Click on button 1, still shows hello world. Button 2 shows hello world, but it's got the exclamation mark at the end, which wasn't on the variable. So we know we've done something different. Now for the third one, just 1 second, we're going to want to type in MSG box, and this is bringing up a message box. We'll see what that does in a second. And then we're going to type in hello. So we're opening up a message box that displays the value of the variable hello. And I've said hello so many times today that hello doesn't actually look like a proper word anymore. It's just one of those words, you know. So if we click on button 3, this is a message box, and I can see hello world. Let's come up with the string hello world. And as you can guess, for the final one, we've got button 4. We're going to type in MSG box again. Whoops. And we're going to open up a speech mark again, because we're inputting a string, not a variable. So if we type in hello world this time, no errors. Play, start. Okay, we've got hello world, the same as it is on the string. So these are the 4 ways, well, the 4 most basic ways of outputting something. Well, 4 most basic ways of saying hello world, pretty much. You've got 2 different formats, 4 ways, 2 ways and 2 formats, basically. So there's more to come as well, more advanced than that, a lot more code, more typing. If you don't like typing, this probably isn't for you. But yeah, that's pretty much it for now. So I hope you have enjoyed this tutorial. If not enjoyed, at least learned something. Or if you can think of any other ways of doing anything that I've shown here, leave a comment, tell me what you think, and start a conversation. Yeah. Yes. Hello. Yes. Yes, I'm. Because I'm kind of recording here. Thank you. Okay. I don't know what to say now. But yeah, more to come. So I hope you've learned something. If you know anything different that you could have done, or you want to try something new, try it out, or leave a comment as well and we can talk about it if you don't particularly know what you're doing. Okay, there we go. Thanks for watching, and I'm done.